is ItsChampo again, and I am once again joined by New, this time on comms. Hello, New.
Hi.
Alright, so, little Sonic block here. So, we had some unfortunate changes that happened. Unfortunately, Shuffle was not feeling very well, so we needed a category to step in. And I'm an SA2 Hero Story runner, conveniently, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm not very practiced at all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really not very well practiced at the moment, but I think it'll go okay. Let me just, I'll get started in just a moment. Just want to double check stuff. Yeah, Neil, are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm excited. Champo has been a little out of the speedrun game for a bit. It's just nice to see him play the game again. I need more Champo speedrun content.
It's only been like a month or so.
That's a month too long.
Okay. Well, hopefully if tech stuff is all good, I think we pretty much should be ready to go. Alright, so... And by the way, if there are any tech issues, please let me know. I can fix them between stages. Just we'll wait in the cutscene. I can fix them. All right, if we're all set, I'm gonna get started in 3, 2, 1.
Into City Escape. I'm going to be going for a skip known as CE skip. So I'm going to be coming up to a ramp and doing a funny trick. And I'm gonna try.
I'm going to be coming up to a ramp and doing a funny trick. And I'm gonna try.
How about? Sorry about interrupting. You mind like turning your mic up a bit?
I'm sorry?
Turn your mic up a bit.
Turn up my mic a bit? Hold on. In OBS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's good. Alright. Sorry. Tech difficulties. Alright.
Yeah, we got this first boarding section, the most famous part of City Escape. Sonic on a skateboard, you know. But yeah, so little optimized movement here, right in this park. We're gonna be spin dashing, taking advantage of Sonic's very fast moveset, and be coming up to the skip. So Champo is going to hit these dash pads in a way and charge a spin dash, and right at this ramp,
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back.
We're gonna go retry for it, but yeah. But what we're trying to do here is those speed pads right before the ramp sort of lock your speed. Oop, this could be it.
That was almost it. My speed values were wrong, unfortunately, so I am gonna just try and do this stage skipless. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a really tight input there. You're trying to unroll and can keep all your speed by spin dashing through those dash panels and then tricking right off the ramp. And the way that ramp works, there's really certain spots and speed values that you have to trick off of. It's a very weird skip. Some people like to even call it an RNG skip. It's not, but it can feel like it sometimes. But yeah, if everything was done right, right after this section here would be where Champo would land. This skip saves like 30 seconds. It's very huge, very important on top level play.
Yeah,
but yeah, just we didn't get the right speed value, so no trick, little skipless.
Yeah,
and then we move right into the truck section.
And the version of CE skip I would have had the camera in front of Sonic, so you would have actually seen that camera from a completely different perspective than what's normal. Also, how did I not stick to that floor there? I don't know what went wrong. Okay, that little bit aside. Yeah, so that's very unfortunate that I didn't get to hit the skip. It's a very cool skip to show off, but we're gonna see a whole bunch of other spaghetti coming from this run anyways, so that's not the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, I mean, 210 with doing a second try is actually pretty alright.
Yeah, and our timing method includes pauses too, so when I pause to turn up my mic a little bit, that would have added to the time.
Yeah, and now we're moving to the first boss fight. Bigfoot, very simple boss, can be easy to mess up though. So we're just gonna homing attack right to the box to the left of him, jump up on it, and get our first attack off. And right when we land, Champo's gonna do a somersault right back onto the box and just jump right back in and just continue doing that until the boss is dead.
Yeah, I have to.
It should be around like 22 seconds.
Yeah, and I have to be careful and make sure that I'm holding my jump as long as possible, because if I'm too low and I don't grab any rings when I do this fight, Sonic can pretty much get shot, and that's a big time loss right there because you die immediately. All right, RNG, welcome to the casino, baby.
Yeah, so Wild Canyon. First
I
of the
saw
hunting
that.
stages. Yeah,
I'll
this
come back for
stage
that.
is really this stage is really important. It's a big test of like free pieces because there's a lot of exposed pieces in this stage because you don't have anything like the shovel claws yet. So there's not going to be any like big spots that you have to like go to. All of the pieces are going to be exposed or in enemies, so you can do a lot of free piece checks right in the first room to see if you get any pieces that you can just grab right away, so you don't have to read all the hints and traverse the stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, so I knew what FP3 was. I saw it on the way up. That is a pretty normal freebie piece for runners to spot. Usually you want to try and break out of the wind that's sending you to the top part of the stage and grab it before you go up there. Unfortunately, I spotted it a little too late, and I was just too far into the wind tunnel to actually break out of it. It's not that big a deal. You know, it's the first hunting stage. Also, I forgot I have custom ADXs.
It's fine. We can hear. I'm sure everyone's heard this Venture 2 OST a million times.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I hope everyone likes my choice of music. Also, that 1510 is a very bad Eggman one time. We should be getting like 12s here.
Yeah, sometimes he'll just like to turn around, and because usually the fight's just supposed to be he just walks straight into you.
Yep. All right.
And just dies.
Now we're gonna do some funny mech stuff.
Yeah, mech is very interesting in this game because like you can like eyeball like two people doing the same stage, but there's a lot of minor optimizations in movement because like if you turn too quickly with the mech, you can just kill all your speed.
Yeah, you're gonna see me.
You can go.
Sorry, you're gonna see me like actually jumping around a lot of corners. This helps preserve momentum for the mech characters. Also, we're gonna go for like a little gate hop here and hopefully not get shot. Thank God. I'm actually.
Let's go. I hate that beetle.
I'm not as washed as I think I am. Let's go.
Let's go. And yeah, we're gonna make it to this elevator around 41.
41 fire emoji.
Fire emoji. But yeah, so yeah, mech has a lot of like small like movement optimizations like that. So yeah, you can get like varying times, even though two runners will do like pretty much the exact same strats. You can like have wildly different times just because mech is very hard to control and you can kill your speed very easily if you're inexperienced.
Yeah, and that's not even taking into account pauses, which will come into play in later mech stages, specifically from Mission Street onward.
Yeah,
but
pauses are very important in this game.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, this...
Exactly. We're just gonna walk through Prison Lane right now. This very standard mech stage. Not super much going on here. You can do cool stuff like this, though, where you can just target enemies through the wall so that you don't have to wait at the hallway for the door to open. We're going to do another fence off here. Very easy. Got it. Easy peasy.
Easy.
So...
No worries. Totally didn't almost miss it. Also, sometimes you have a tendency to not lock onto one of those back robots, so unfortunately that happened there. 154, given the fact that I'm kind of doing this on a whim, is not too terrible, but top runners, you're going to be seeing them get sub 140s, and honestly, I think the best of runners can even almost get like a sub 1... They can get sub 130s. It's honestly really... The skill ceiling for this game is insane. Also, we are going to be entering Metal Harbor now, which will introduce one of the best mechanics of this game. Clearly
one of the really good, well-programmed mechanics in every single Sonic game. The Lightspeed Dash.
Woo! Love the Lightspeed Dash. Oh. Also, I did fail Underloop there, which makes me very sad.
Yeah, it's a little hard trick where you can just clip through the bottom of the loop just to save a bit of time. We didn't get it though, and right now we get the Light Shoes, which gives us the Lightspeed Dash. So, yep, we had to take that entire section without a checkpoint. A lot of hard jumps there. It's very easy to die there. But now that we have the Lightspeed Dash, we can just trek through the stage, do funny, cool movement, skip around that little ramp thing. I don't really know what you'd call it.
You can do action. Oh, great! I pressed the A button. Wow. But you can do like a little skip there as well, using the loop speed from the loop. But I am not doing that. That is way too hard.
Very hard and weird.
We know plenty of people who will do it, but that's not going to be me. I didn't grab the checkpoint. Okay. Don't worry.
And yep,
We're
this,
good.
I'm gonna
Okay.
skip most of this rocket section by doing a little slope jump off of there.
By the way, fun fact, if you spam A towards the end of this little cinematic sequence, Sonic will jump off of the thing faster, so I am spamming the A button.
Yep, and you jump off quite a few seconds earlier. It's kind of weird how long that keeps you on the actual rocket if you just don't do anything.
Yeah, it keeps you for like an extra like 5 seconds almost, I feel like.
Extremely cinematic. We're just gonna skip the ramp and loop there, just jump to the goal ring, and yeah, on 33.
Yep, so we are going to we're going to be loading into Shadow 1, which in of itself is not the hardest thing. Shadow can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but as long as you know what you're doing, you can, you don't have to lose a ton of time in there, even though Shadow 1 deaths are very real, very scary. After that, we're going to be loading into Green Forest, which I will leave that to you to explain, because I will be going for the funny thing at least like once or twice.
Oh, you're going for the funny thing?
Just
okay.
for show. You know, it's a marathon.
Yeah,
why
you
not?
know. Yeah, first we gotta get through Shadow 1, and we're gonna be taking advantage of a little funny mechanic with this game because for SA2 there's a small cooldown right when you like hold down the X button to start a spin dash, but you can still damage enemies because you get storage. So right when Champ's about to walk into Shadow, they'll start holding down the X button and they'll actually be able to damage Shadow because they're still technically starting a spin dash, so you got the actual like damage frames out, but they're not spin dashing. So it just walking into Shadow just looks like they're just damaging them by walking into them. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and it's actually really not that hard, but it's very funny how this game is programmed. Again, last spaghetti. Also, blows up.
Blows up.
Shout out to Emerald. Blows up.
The Emerlads.
But
yeah, we're going into Green Forest now. This is, for a lot of runners, their most hated stage because there's a lot of funny vertexes in this stage that will allow you to not spin dash and do stuff, and the stage just kind of is annoying.
Yeah, and then
we're just gonna be taking bottom route here, going through this tunnel. Not much to say here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be storing spin dashes in a few parts of the stage, so Sonic landing here immediately goes into a spin dash, which is kind of what you want. Ooh, that was strange. That was very funny.
Little skipping the spring.
Yeah.
Also, probably start a spin dash there, and we're gonna be doing a small loop skip here.
Yeah, I personally take the ramp. I personally take the ramp
Yeah.
for safety. I didn't get mini wall run. You can run up this wall sometimes. Fortunately, I tried to set it up. It didn't work, but that's fine. So coming up here, everyone knows the tree climb in Green Forest. There is a skip that you can do. Actually more like 2 or 3 skips that you can do to skip it. So I'm gonna try it at least once or twice. I'm not very good
what
at
Champo's
it.
doing here?
Oof.
Yeah, so what Champo's attempting to do here is like, they're trying to like spin dash off of this loop in a way that they're trying to hit the back of this loop so that they can activate loop speed, but also have skewed gravity from the way that they're ejecting. So they'll actually stick onto the tree and are just able to run up it. And yeah, it failed halfway through, but if they were actually able to just keep the wall run going, they could either decide to jump off the tree or decide to do a spin dash jump off, which we refer to as moonshot. I'm not super familiar with it, so I didn't know which one they would have been able to go for, or if they even go for task run. But yeah, it's a really cool looking trick.
Yeah, because I landed on the front part of the tree there, I went for a task run attempt, which admittedly I've only landed a few times. I just figured, why not? If there are other times you can land on like the left side of the tree and towards the bottom, usually that's your normal setup to go for moonshot, in which you'd run straight up, and then at a certain point, once the camera pans, you charge a spin dash, and you just spin dash off, turn a little bit to avoid an invisible wall over the bungee section, and then you should be able to get the distance needed to kind of skip over to that part where I landed in afterwards. So, it was cool that I got the actual wall run for a little bit. I was able to at least land on not all the way in the bottom. I was kind of a few springs up, so better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool level if you watch it in top play. I recommend going watching this on the top level because it's an extremely cool run. But we're loaded into the second hunting stage now, Pumpkin Hill, or as a lot of runners like to refer to it as Punctuation Hill. because there's a lot of pieces in this level that sound the same, but they have minor like spelling differences, punctuation differences. You didn't do Twin Skulls check, you fool!
I'm sorry, I don't do Twin Skulls check. I can't be bothered.
And this is why you're punished for it.
I can't be bothered. Yeah,
that's
sorry. King of the
Hill.
A funny
little, that's a funny little free piece check that you can do to actually in the cutscene, because the timer doesn't actually, or the file timer, or not file timer, Hero's Brain. The timing method that we use doesn't count time in actual upgrades, so you can actually just check for pieces in there. And Champo's P3, you never want to see that.
Yeah, that wasn't.
King of the Hill is very bad.
To be fair, it wasn't the worst piece I could have gotten from there, but it's still a bad piece.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, 41 Pumpkin Hill, we take those.
Yeah, that was not bad, all things considered. If you don't have the shovel claws loading into that stage, the game forces at least one dig piece in the sets that you get, so that you have to get the shovel claws. Like, you do not have a choice. And now we're coming into Mission Street, so Neil, can I leave that one to you?
Yeah, this one is a funny auto scroller, but there's a lot of there's one sort of cycle that we're trying to make that we call zero cycle, because of the hover ability that you get here. You're actually able to make a jump that we're gonna see Champo attempt to go for. Hopefully they get it.
Oh, nope.
Didn't get it. So
little too late on the last part.
Yeah, so we're not gonna be making zero cycle here. We're trying to like get on the top of this wave. We did call that wave hop, and that'll allow us to get on the cycle that allows us to get the fastest time, but you got to be really good with your movement in this stage.
Yeah, pause hovers are really unforgiving.
Yeah, because if you jump, pause on the next frame, and then unpause and do a hover, you get a lot more height than if you were to just try to jump and hover, because like just the way that this game is programmed, jumping and hovering on the consecutive frames gives you just a ton of height.
Yeah, so just like
that's what Champo's trying to go for. Yeah, to get over that wall there, you wouldn't be able to do that normally, and just allows you to skip some walls. Okay.
Yeah, that is a funny thing that can happen. All right,
Yeah.
So now what we're gonna do is hopefully hit the switch, and we're gonna hopefully not take the walk of shame. I've already missed the cycle, so at this point, I'm not really concerned. I'm not rushing. I'm just kind of, you can't really do much about it. Just have to take the cycle sometimes. It's actually faster to go back here instead of going for a half cycle on those platforms. Again, it's a little unfortunate. I would have liked to show that. Where was my A press? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to back up here. The game ate my A press there. Oopsie.
That's kind of sad. Yeah, we would be like flying over and like clipping through the wall in this section here, but
yeah, to the
if you
left
don't have the right height, you don't want to try for that.
So sometime, also I have to put a disclaimer. I am doing something very bad, and I'm playing on a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. Please do not do that. That's not a good idea.
We make fun of that. We make fun of him for this a lot. We
Yeah,
don't know why he does it.
It's the only accessible controller I have right now. But
yeah,
sometimes it drops inputs here and there, and then SA2, being the spaghetti it is, also has a tendency sometimes to do funny stuff, can drop inputs. So, like right there, I double A pressed, and I should have gone immediately into a hover, and it didn't. So I lost a little bit of height, and that would have been a death right there. So I was just like, you know what, let's just back it up. But yeah, we're gonna be loading into Aquatic Mine now.
Yeah, which is funny because in this cutscene, there's a lot of free pieces that you can spot, and if the game's nice, it'll give at least one to Champo. So we're gonna see what they potentially get. Looking like nothing.
Yep, so we're gonna be looking for a green ping, and if I don't get a green ping by here, I'm actually gonna restart to re-roll the pieces. This is looking better. I don't see any free pieces, but I'm gonna check this top part right here for some free pieces, and hopefully we get one. This is a good P1. This one's okay. We like this one. Nope, no freebies there, unfortunately. Yeah. So this aquatic mine's probably gonna hurt. I'm not gonna do any fancy clips for this piece. Normally I would, but it's right here. It's honestly not that bad. You can actually clip through signs. Depending on what my P3 is, we might actually see it. Well, I have to find a hit monitor. Dig on the slope. Okay, so we're not going to see any of it, but this set's not what you want, but it could be far, far worse, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, this was all right, all things considered. At least didn't have to do any funny clips or like run across the stage 3 times.
There are a few pieces that we lovingly refer to as asshole pieces, specifically because you can't check for them. They're up top, but you can't check for them. You can do piece checks up top, but you can't check for all of them. Some of them are in the ground and you just can't see them, and they're P2, so you can go up there, switch the water level, get your P1, and then have to go all the way back up. It's really unfortunate. Also,
and it's a really deep pain in the butt too because of just the way that the pulleys are and the fact that we already hit the switch to lower the water level all the way, so you have to do a really funny, perfect glide to actually get onto the pulley that brings you up there.
I missed a few rings in a ring round here, so see, but don't worry about it. So
yeah, right now we're in the actual auto scroller. This is Route 101, and you're seeing Champo actually just keeping a drift going the entire time. This is actually faster than if you were to just not drift. So we want to maintain this drift the whole time by just wiggling our stick a lot.
Uh-oh.
And so it makes it look a little goofy, but we're going at the top speed that we would want to.
Yeah, and it helps preserve the momentum when you're drifting.
Yeah, if you're going down slopes and that, you keep whatever momentum you had going down that slope, which is nice. And what Champo is attempting to do right now, hopefully they get this boost. Okay, yeah, what they're trying to do right now is route all the rings, because there is specific ring lines in here that you want to go for, and I guess it's not super consistent. I don't know what the actual things are. I'm pretty sure they're kind of set points, but really weird values. But you get boosts every so often from the amount of rings that you get, and we have specific routing for whenever we lose a ton of speed by going up slopes that we don't want to, or stuff like that. We want to have boost ready so that we can get right back up to top speed.
Yeah, unfortunately I've messed up a lot of the ring routing, so I am gonna be losing a bit of time here. And then also I hit a few cars that I didn't want to, which when you hit a car you lose a lot of speed immediately, so you want to try and avoid that, or at least have a boost ready if you do. But yeah, unfortunately this Route 101 has been a little scuffed. I had to go for some backup boosts here.
That's what it is. We're still gonna do this 220 time.
Yeah, to be fair, this time is still gonna be faster than anyone who has played this game casually would ever see.
Yeah.
If you were to actually do the drifting mechanics and learn how to play this stage while playing at that fast speed, which admittedly isn't the hardest thing in the world, you can't go back to doing it the normal casual way. It's impossible.
Yeah.
He's so
driving
slow.
Driving just kind of sucks once you learn that drifting is so good.
Yeah. Also,
we're
got
looking into the next stage.
All right, hidden base. We are officially in desert, which is considered the hardest leg of the run, honestly.
Yeah, this is the midpoint, and lots of runs die here. If they don't already die to funny RNG moments.
Yeah,
the desert stages are very brutal.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going for a lot of safer strats here, but even then, sometimes the safer strats can just screw you over so massively.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a funny little trick here called Aqua Hop. We just do a funny pause over of this fence and then just skip around a whole bunch of the level.
Yeah, that's a lot tighter than it looks too.
Yeah, you need a pretty good pause hover, or else you just get sent right back down. And then we also skip some of the level by just gliding around it, or hovering around it, I guess. Hover jet's really broken, overpowered. You don't have to play the stages.
Oh. Yeah,
you know, no funny pause over there.
Yeah, it's very common to whiff pause hovers. The inputs are so fast, and a lot of players in this game will also rebind their buttons so that it's easier to do pause hovers, and I do that as well. And it's still so extremely easy to whiff pause hovers. It legitimately is a skill that needs mastery to actually be utilized to its full benefits.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about Adventure 2 is that this game has a super high skill ceiling and is incredibly optimized at this point. it's definitely the most optimized like game like in like the Sonic community for speedrunning. It's very insane.
Yeah, also you can
On a top
just
level.
barely get up to these parts right here. Skip a little little sections here. Oh, I
A little funny.
didn't get all the early lock on these dynamite packs, which is unfortunate. It's not a big time loss though.
Yeah, it's a little funny thing that you can actually do. I don't know why the targeting laser can just go through walls sometimes, but it can.
Also, okay, I am gonna focus a little for Pyramid Cave because we're gonna be introducing a very important mechanic. So I'm gonna mute for the stage really quick. You got it?
Yep, I got it. So what's introduced here is an item called the bounce bracelet, and that's combos into a lot of movement in this run. It's actually one of the most important upgrades that you get in this run. But we have to do a little bit of important movement here. These tunnels right at the start are very silly to try to do fast because of the way that spin dash works and how momentum conservation works in those tunnels. We're getting a 12 check here though, so that's very good. That's something we're doing some just a lot of spin dash. This bit of level, hub spin dash over here, and then right after the speed dash is when you get the bounce bracelet. And this is going to be showing off a funny little mechanic that we call super bounce. So for whatever reason, depending on the level and your speed going into it, which is why we usually do a spin match, if you bounce right before you hit the, you would carry whatever horizontal momentum you did into the vertical, into like your vertical jump. To skip this second door, there's a little seam that you're able to just jump through, but you need a very specific lineup and enough speed to just spin dash jump through it. But luckily, we got it within a few. And just spin dash through. Luckily, we got it within some two. Very funny. Work so it's really cool. It a lot of spin. It's that hopefully just barely making it. Funny stuff with the bounce bracelet because this is when you get introduced to it into the run, and the bounce bracelet is just, like I said, one of the coolest upgrades that you can actually get. Because of funny stuff like that with skewed gravity, super bounces. It's just a very cool mechanic, and we're gonna be finishing up Pyramid Cave here with a fairly solid time.
Yeah,
sub 2 minutes.
Again, considering I had extremely little preparation going into this. That Pyramid Cave wasn't the worst. Unfortunately, that for both of the door skips, the first one in theory doesn't seem all that hard, but it can be a little challenging sometimes to get that super bounce in such a small amount of time.
Looks like we're heading.
And then second door can be a little precise. Sometimes you miss it.
Yeah. So Death Chamber is one of the hardest hunting stages. Right here, we're trying to fish for a good piece because there's a lot of pieces that you really don't want to take. Pattern Shorts is a good one. And the thing with this stage is it's called Death Chamber for a reason. You don't always want to actually reset your pieces through deaths, but this stage is known for funny little death strat mechanics, but we did get a good enough piece here that we don't want to death strat. This is going to be in blue room.
Yeah, blue secret specifically, so we're gonna go over to here. In some out of bounds, you can actually just glide directly to this room. That one, not necessarily. It's really not that slow to just actually take the regular way. Just it's a little faster to click. All right, where the Scorpion used to be. Jeez, am I going all the way to? Hey, I'm actually gonna death strat this one. I'm actually gonna gamble this one because that's all the way across the stage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a lot better. I'm more willing to take that. Maybe even try for a red box clip.
Red box clip?
Ah, I clipped back in.
Nice.
So close.
Yeah.
All right, that's unfortunate. But under the red jewel is in blue room, so if I can get a blue box clip again. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. We're going the casual way.
Yeah, I guess that's something that we didn't mention right when we did it the first time, but there's a lot of There's a lot of spots that you're able to clip out in the stage, and because of the way that the stage is laid out, it's just it's nice to actually be able to have clip outs to actually just fly directly to the pieces that you want, because some of them are stuck in hallways between the rooms, and getting to those hallways is just very dumb. Then you got stuff like Blue Secret, which you can actually get to from the starting room with a clip out, and it's really fast. But yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was no need for us to use that clip.
Yeah. Very funny stage.
Alright, now we got a back-to-back boss fight, and both of these can be absolutely kind of horrible. This one not as much, because you're just hoping there's not really many shenanigans. I'll give Cat Boost a try. So I'm gonna try and damage boost
go for it. Yeah, what Champ was trying to go for is watching for when King Boom Boo throws out a fireball and then do a dig, and then if you get hit during your dig animation by that fireball, you get a ton of speed out, so you're actually able to hit that ghost when you're really not supposed to be able to, and that allows you to start this little sequence really quickly, where you can actually get all this damage out if you're holding the right angle and then time your punches. You're actually able to do this in one cycle instead of waiting all 4 cycles that the game expects you to do for this boss fight.
Yep,
and
now, so at Gollum, we're gonna be going for super bounces. It's gonna be very tight. Yeah, we don't have time to explain this. Also, hi, Big.
Yeah, so super bounces, very hard mechanic. We're actually getting the first one off really quickly, but yeah, we're doing the mechanic that I talked about in Pyramid Cave. But this is extremely tight for this boss. You do not have a lot of space to work with, and the wall is like the size of a peanut. So, yeah, getting super bounces here is really hard, but Champ is doing very excellently. These last couple hits, you don't actually have to do super bounces for. You can just bait out this attack and then just bounce attack for it, and then right on the last hit, yeah, you can do a spin dash, jump, or hover to actually get the last hit off, and that ends off with a 33 egg golem. And you got the funny.
Let's go!
You're not supposed to have movement at the end of there, but we can gain movement if we attack right on, you know.
This is the marathon run ever, officially. Alright. Now we're gonna be going for a trick, which, no, I'm not messing around with any of you. It's called Bofa. Or Quan, if I get it first try. But it is called Bofa, mainly. So...
It makes sense. It's because you hit both the boxes.
Yeah, you hit both of the boxes.
Not goofing.
No goofing, yeah. No silly moding. And it's very hard on first load. Yeah, that was very late. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an intentional death here to reload the stage. And the boxes load in a different way. So if we kind of use a different setup, we can actually we can clip out easier. If I do it well. Oh, okay, I'm going to go for right side. Oh, really? Okay, so the thing is, we could technically keep going for this over and over until we run out of lives, but doing this over and over is significantly faster than playing through the stage. Like, significantly faster. Okay, what am I doing wrong? I'm having a meltdown. Not after that egg golem.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, right side Bofa. Yummy.
Yep. Got a little bit of a weird camera going on here. Okay. So I'm gonna try and line up with a little, like, part here. The camera's gonna actually go under tails. And I have to switch from holding directly forward to down in right now. Okay, I moved a little bit to the left, but that's actually okay. So we're gonna be flying through out of bounds and out of space for a little bit in a specific direction. I wanna be a little more to the right than I am right now, but for safety reasons, it's probably better that I'm going a little left at the moment. And we're going to wait for a specific part of the stage to show up. And it's actually going to have the goal ring. So what I'm going to end up doing is landing on an invisible platform, lining up with a visual cue, and then I'm going to go directly left and then directly right, and I should barely hit the goal ring. So, let's see. Okay, so I'm definitely very far to the left, but that's okay. We actually want to go over to this green matrixy looky stuff, and I'm going to line up with this corner here. Just going to really take a moment to line up here. Alright, and then I'm just going to go directly left into right, and goal ring.
And that's the stage?
Yeah, so funny thing, again, we're not pulling your legs here. When you fail to hit the goal ring, there's a death plane below, and you have to restart from the very beginning. That is called Ligma. That is what the community calls it. You do not want a Ligma.
SA2 runners are really funny. There's
Yeah.
a lot of really dumb trick names
Oh,
and things that we've named.
We could go on.
We could go on for hours.
Blue Honda, Red Honda, Bonerweed 1, Bonerweed 2, Bonerweed 3. There's a lot. Alright, so we're on the last Knuckles stage right now. I'm gonna... Okay, this is an
I don't know
okay
how
piece.
familiar... Yeah, I don't know how familiar Champo is with set knowledge, but this Meteor Herd is definitely the one that tests your set knowledge the most because there's 3 main sections of this stage. You have bottom, middle, and top, and depending on the pieces that you get, you do not want to you want to be able to check for free pieces that you may get depending on your sets because going from like bottom to top is miserable.
Okay, so
stuff like middle, bottom, top is like kind of what you don't want to see, but
yeah. So this is gonna be mid, bottom, mid. So this is I have to take the rocket and come back down. So it's gonna be the lowest like ring platform over here. So we're looking for like a star. And excuse me, man, really went the wrong direction.
I found him.
Yep, and that's gonna be Meteor Herd. So all of the RNG stages are officially out of the way. The only thing we have left for Knuckles, and also Tails, aside from one boss fight, which can actually be a point of contention in runs, is also done. Again, except for that boss fight. Knuckles has one more boss fight, and then after this, Knuckles is completely done after fighting Rouge. Then we'll go into Crazy Gadget. So Crazy Gadget's gonna have its own insane stuff going on because we're gonna be heavily abusing gaps and death planes and the gimmick of the stage, which is switch gravity. So we'll make sure to get into that after we beat up Rouge. So Rouge, I'm going to try and get a quick first hit, let her get her kick out, and then I'm going to come back to just stun lock her. So if you get this in enough of a rhythm, you can just stun lock her in place and beat her before the vent even opens up. Because what's supposed to happen casually is that vent opens up, it throws both Knuckles and Rouge into the air, and then it's like a hide-and-seek game while Rouge tries to kill you with a special attack. It's really annoying. Alright, Crazy Gadget time.
So this is one of the most like important tricks in the run. It's a very precise trick that involves holding angles and like preserving momentum while in the air. It's very difficult and
gravity
and
mechanics.
You got some. Yummy.
I love the gravity mechanics in this game are not the best sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some extremely hard, not some extremely hard movement, some like hard movement right before. And we're just gonna try to actually make it to the trick. We're almost there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Do one more super bounce. Get under this
getting
here.
the checkpoint.
Champo's gonna want the checkpoint here. So what we're gonna do is go for the left switch and then do a spin dash jump just to skip over a trigger so that we don't get a really bad camera whenever we do this. Champo's gonna line up on the box and then do a really sad and like hold a really specific angle, hopefully, because what we're trying to do is dodge around like 3 kill planes. So Champo's gonna be lining up angle and then trying to swap between 3 different angles mid cover to get this breakout, and then we're gonna try to fall all the way through the stage. And right here is the end of the stage. We're going to do a little homing attack cancel, get the distance, and hit the goal ring from the other side of the stage and save like over a minute on doing this quickly.
Second try, not the worst thing. Again, this trick, while runners have gotten extremely, extremely good at it, and there are various different ways of going about it, that is arguably the safest way to do it, and it is still arguably sometimes not the most marathon friendly. Like, you can get consistent at it, but it's a pain. Alright, Eggman 2 can absolutely destroy runs. I'm gonna try to manip, even though I've never officially learned it. And I didn't lock on, so never mind. Oops.
Bad. Yeah, so what we want to shoot Eggman 4 times and specifically ooh, this is not good.
It's okay.
We're trying to specifically shoot Eggman. We're not trying to do any other type of damage to him because it'll throw off the whole rhythm of the fight and also increase the amount of hits that you actually need to do on Eggman, which can just completely mess the fight up.
Yep.
But yeah, we got it. The 21, that's solid.
Yeah, and we got one final trick for the run. Final rush. It is very cool skip list, but we are going to be doing a skip. If I do this right, hopefully we will be skipping the entire stage. Roughly.
Yeah, because a funny space stage that is highly vertical. Oops.
I'm actually gonna reset for lives really quick, just for marathon safety.
Yeah.
Which is allowed in the run, because now I'm back up to having 4 lives. Just again safety, because this trick can sometimes cause meltdowns.
Yeah,
right.
So because this is a highly vertical stage with like a whole bunch of like open space, we are able to get a skewed gravity bounce off of that rail and hold an angle for around 18 seconds that allows us to be able to skip past a death plane, and then hopefully with the right timing we fall right to the end of the stage and hit the goal ring.
Okay, so I did.
So this is good.
This is good so far. I didn't hit a death plane. If I did that wrong, you would have seen after the turn, Sonic would have smacked into a death plane and died. This could still be a little iffy because the way that I do it tends to not have a lot of height. I will be able to tell once you see the stage loading in. I will be able to tell if I have enough height or not. So here's hoping.
We are doing the version of it called Fast Fall, which gives you a lot less
Okay,
height,
so I'm gonna turn it to right here.
I'm
gonna turn it to right here because there's a kill plane to the left, but you can go around it. And this is a little close, but I have more than enough height. So as long as you're above those little weird parts right there, you'll be able to make the trick just fine. So that is FR skip.
Yep.
We to different FR skips of varying different like time save. There's fast FR, in which you actually have to go through a kill plane to do it, and that's pretty luck based. And then there is one which was more recently found, which is extremely hard. You're navigating a ton of kill planes, and even then you just barely might not have the actual distance it takes to get it. And it's called OBT, which stands for Opium Boyfriend Toaster. And again, no, I'm not kidding. Also, time will be once Shadow is dead. Ooh, wow, I messed that part up. Alright, so that's 1. Yeah, so if you homing attack in a rhythm here, you can actually damage Shadow. He was not being very nice there, so I'm going to actually let him fall down and warp back to the stage so I can try to set this up again. So there's 3. Ooh, so I was late on that homing attack, unfortunately. Alright, that's 4. Ooh, I'm very, very off on these homing attacks today. Alright. Oh my god. And that's time. Alright. Thank you. Alright, I honestly... So we do a loadless timing method for SA2. This would probably be like a 30 loadless. Which my PB is like a mid to low 26. So... yeah, it's not my greatest run, but I was able to show off some pretty cool stuff. I feel like I popped off in Egg Golem specifically, which I was very happy about because showing off a mostly clean Egg Golem is very cool. But yeah, so that's SA2. That's SA2 Hero Story. Unfortunately, we'll not be continuing into Dark Story because I do not know it. And yeah, we pretty much just have ending credits here, so that's the end of the run. Yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed. Again, thank you for letting me do this run, and I know things were very last minute, but it was very fun being able to come back to SA2 for a little bit to show it off for a little bit. Thank you, New, for commentating last second as well.
Yeah, no problem.
And then Perry, again, best of luck in your endeavors. I hope everything goes well. And please, this is a very good cause, so if you haven't already, please donate. Again, can't stress enough, good cause. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm pretty sure there's another run after this, so stay tuned.
Yep, there is next. Alright. Next up, we have Super Mario Odyssey by Cheese J and Goo Meeby.